Have you ever noticed how often business leaders push, their favorite marketing approach, like outbound is king or growth hacking is the future,
Oh, absolutely.
instead of what's actually uh, best for their company right then?
It's such a common pitfall. And you're right, it's often preference dressed up as strategy.
Exactly.
Uh,
Which, well, almost always leads to misspent money and, frankly, missed chances to grow.
Definitely. Big opportunities lost sometimes.
So, our mission today is really to cut through all that noise. This deep dive, it's all about showing how your marketing investment, your budgeting, even how you structure your team, well, it shouldn't follow personal bias or the latest shiny trend.
It needs to be driven by where your business is in its growth journey and how mature your marketing operations actually are.
Precisely. We want to give some clear, actionable insights so you can optimize your spend, organize your team, and really maximize your impact.
And we're grounding all this discussion in the business development body of knowledge.pdf. It's a fantastic resource for these foundational principles.
Okay, so let's tackle that core misconception first, because it feels like this is where things often go off the rails.
Right.
The source material really nails this. Leaders overspending on what they like. They might champion outbound is king or, demand gen is everything.
Or growth hacking is the only way, or this new LinkedIn playbook will solve all problems.
Yeah, exactly. And look, those tactics can work, but pushing them just because you prefer them, that's not strategy. It's like, I don't know, insisting on using a hammer when you really need a screwdriver.
Good analogy. And the source offers such a clear course correction here. It says your investment has to align with your business phase, not trends, not biases.
Right.
The core idea, and it's really powerful, is don't let your budget follow your bias, let it follow your business phase. It forces you to be objective about where you are right now.
Okay, so let's make this practical. How does this actually apply at different stages? Let's start at the beginning, the startup phase. What are the characteristics and what's the strategic focus there?
So in the startup phase, you typically have, very few customers, maybe little to no brand awareness yet.
Starting from scratch.
Pretty much. So the priority, strategically speaking, has to be focusing your limited resources on outbound marketing. The goal is simple. Generate those first crucial sales fast.
Get some runs on the board.
Exactly. Prove the concept, build some initial momentum. And importantly, you need to avoid sinking too much into inbound right at the start.
Why that?
Well, inbound generally takes more time, more resources to show results, which you often don't have the luxury of in a startup.
Okay.
But as you start getting traction, then you begin to gradually shift some resources towards inbound. It's a transition.
And the source mentions a key milestone here, product market fit, Mark Andreessen's term from, 2007.
That's the one.
It sounds simple, but hitting it is huge.
Yeah.
How does the source define it? What does it really mean?
Think of it like this. You know you've hit product market fit when your customers aren't just buying, they're actively, spontaneously telling their friends about you.
The word of mouth engine kicks in.
Precisely. It's when they get so much value, they become your evangelists without you even asking. That organic advocacy.
Yeah.
That's the signal you've truly hit the mark.
Okay, so fast forward. You've survived the startup grind. Maybe you've hit product market fit and you're moving into the growth phase and beyond.
Right.
Now, a common mistake, the source points out, is just doubling down on outbound because, hey, it worked before, right?
Yeah, it's tempting. But the data often shows that's like, well, sticking with that garden hose when you now need a fire hose. Outbound often starts giving you diminishing returns at this stage.
So the effectiveness drops off.
It can drop off quite steeply, actually. It forces a rethink. The strategic shift needed here is crucial. Moving towards inbound and, importantly, expansion strategies.
Expansion, meaning marketing to existing customers.
Exactly. Both inbound and expansion typically scale much better and offer a better ROI in the growth phase. Once you have product market fit, inbound investments really start building momentum and focusing on retaining and growing your current customers. That becomes a super efficient way to drive revenue.
So the percentage of budget going to outbound might actually start to shrink.
It often does, yeah, because its long-term ROI and scalability are generally lower compared to inbound and expansion once you're in that growth trajectory.
This all flows really naturally into budgeting then, because having the right strategy is one thing, but you need to fund it smartly.
Absolutely.
The source makes the point that your promotional strategy gets implemented through funding for people, tech, services, media.
Right. The whole mix. And the best strategy is the one that maximizes your return on investment by hitting your company's objectives and key results, your OKRs.
OKRs, let's define that quickly. The source says it's a quantifiable, scheduled, ambitious metric, right? Tracking progress towards a goal.
Exactly. So an objective might be, say, increase revenue by 30% in 10 months. Okay.
And the key results supporting that could be things like increase inbound marketing investment by 10% and maybe increase outbound marketing investment by 25%.
Got it. So measurable steps towards the big goal.
Precisely. Although a key insight the source offers is the trap of setting KRs for just activity, like email sends, instead of actual impact, like conversions tied to revenue. That's a common mistake.
Measuring effort versus results.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to how you budget, the source talks about two main methods. First is multi-channel budgeting, the traditional way.
Yeah, that's the more traditional budget-first approach. You basically take a percentage of your current or maybe target gross revenue, typically somewhere between 5% and 13%, and allocate that total amount to marketing.
Okay, so you get a pot of money first.
Right. Then you break that pot down, first to the promotional mix, like advertising, content, PR, and then further down to each specific channel or tactic based on its costs and what you expect the ROI to be.
So like allocating a fixed amount for pay-per-click ads for the year to support your outbound strategy? Exactly that. It's pretty much about fixed allocations set in advance.
And the alternative is omni-channel budgeting, sometimes called growth marketing or growth-based budgeting. Sounds more flexible.
It really is. It's a results-first method.
Yeah.
The main goals here are driving down your customer acquisition cost CAC and increasing customer lifetime value LTV.
So focused on efficiency and long-term value.
Absolutely. And the key difference is flexibility. Marketing leadership can shift funds between different stages of the funnel based on what's working.
So not locked into those fixed spots.
Not at all. They might even use predictive tools like uplift modeling, which tries to forecast not just if someone will respond, but how much extra impact a specific campaign will actually have on them.
Interesting.
And performance is tracked for each stage, allowing budgets to be increased or decreased almost in real time. You can allocate funding dynamically to tactics within funnel stages based on live results. Much more agile.
The source also mentions something called the Marketing Investment Allocation Model, MIM. Just briefly, what's that?
It's basically a visual model that helps reinforce this whole idea. We've been talking about how your resource allocation shifts with your business phase.
Okay.
Heavily weighted to outbound in the startup phase, then shifting significantly towards inbound and expansion, with outbound decreasing as the business matures and grows. It just makes that progression really clear.
Right. It drives home that need to adapt. Okay, so we have strategy, we have budgeting, but you need the right people to make it all happen.
Couldn't be more critical.
The budgeting process, the source notes, also helps identify the talent you need. It specifies your current team structure and maybe what you propose it should look like.
Yeah, and it highlights how marketing teams evolve. You might start with one person doing everything in a startup.
Wearing all the hats.
Exactly. But as you grow, specialization becomes essential. Not just nice to have, but really crucial for efficiency and handling all the data.
In the source lists quite a range of roles, showing that breadth. You've got the strategic lead, the chief marketing officer.
Right. And there was that 2015 study showing companies with CMOs perform 15% better, which is pretty significant.
No, okay.
And then you have VPs, directors, coordinators, all the way down to highly specialized roles.
Like web developers doing SEO, designers for graphics and video, social media managers.
Outbound marketers focused on paid ads, sometimes called performance marketers. Inbound marketers handling demand gen, podcasts, email, content managers, product marketing managers. It's a complex ecosystem.
And you highlighted the marketing operations manager earlier. The source really emphasizes their role in policies, metrics, tech, data analysis, keeping everything running smoothly.
They're kind of the glue, ensuring collaboration and that the tech stack actually works together. It shows just how interconnected modern marketing has become.
Which raises a question. What if you just don't have all that expertise in-house? Or the specific marketing technology, the MarTech?
That's a really common scenario, and the source points out that's exactly why companies outsource.
Makes sense.
Yeah, either they lack the specific knowledge or skills internally, or maybe the workload for a certain task doesn't justify hiring someone full-time. Budget or scheduling constraints.
And this brings us neatly to another critical concept, marketing maturity. It's not just about having people or tech, it's about how sophisticated and integrated your whole marketing operation is.
Precisely. It's about how well everything works together. The source outlines different levels, starting with emerging.
Okay, what does emerging look like?
An emerging marketing function usually lacks a defined strategy. There's often no real MarTech integration. They're very tactical, kind of reacting to things.
Chasing shiny objects.
Often, yeah. And personalization is minimal. Maybe just putting the customer's name in an email, that's about it.
Then comes aligned.
Right. Here, things are more operationally focused. They execute campaigns, but the tech and the team members often work in silos.
So things are happening, but maybe not joined up.
Exactly. The campaigns might run, but they don't necessarily build on each other effectively. You're likely leaving potential impact on the table because the customer experience isn't cohesive.
Okay, getting more sophisticated now. Unified.
At the unified stage, the team runs integrated multi-channel campaigns. The MarTech is integrated.
Okay.
But the customer might still have disjointed experiences.
Yeah.
They might see different messages or offers on the website versus email versus social media, for instance. It's not seamless yet.
And the final stage is optimized.
That's the goal. This is where you achieve a fully integrated omni-channel growth marketing operation. Strategy is implemented successfully, the tech works seamlessly.
And the customer experience.
Consistent and highly personalized across their entire journey. It feels almost effortless for the customer, which builds huge loyalty and boosts that lifetime value we talked about.
So connecting this back, the marketing strategy itself should actually identify where you are on this maturity scale.
Yes, absolutely. It should pinpoint your current level and then set clear milestone objectives to increase that maturity over the next year or so.
So it's not just a description, it's a roadmap.
Exactly. A roadmap for continuous improvement, making your marketing progressively more sophisticated and ultimately more effective.
So wrapping this all up, the big takeaway here for you, the listener, seems to be the incredible power that comes from truly aligning everything, your strategy, your budget, your team structure, with your specific business phase and your current marketing maturity level.
Yeah, it's about ditching the hype, ditching the old habits or biases, and focusing on strategic clarity and being responsive to what the business actually needs right now.
It really underscores the need for critical thinking, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Constantly challenging those marketing assumptions.
It does, and constantly adapting based on where you are and how capable your marketing engine really is. It's definitely an ongoing optimization journey, not just a one-off fix.
Which leads us nicely to a final thought for you to maybe mull over. How could these core principles, aligning your investment and efforts with your current phase and maturity, apply beyond just marketing?
Interesting question.
Yeah, how might you apply that thinking to other areas where you allocate resources or make strategic decisions, whether that's in your business or even perhaps in your personal life? Something to consider until next time on The Deep Dive.